Hello, everyone. Welcome to the market opening bell on Wednesday, June 11. The first day of US China trade talks in London lasted over 6 hours, resuming at 10 a.m. on Tuesday, June 10th. US Commerce Secretary Howard Lutnick stated that the talks are progressing smoothly, with both sides seeking a breakthrough on export controls. Markets are closely watching the talks, with Hong Kong stocks trading mixed. The Hang Seng Index opened 49 points higher, peaking at 24,296 with a gain of 115 points early on, but later fell 178 points to 24,003 points. It closed down 18 points or 0.1% at 24,162. The China Enterprises Index fell 12 points or 0.1% to 8,767, and the Hang Seng Tech Index dropped 41 points or 0.8% to 5,392. Total market turnover was 250.3 billion Hong Kong dollars. Southbound funds net bought 7.59 billion Hong Kong dollars in Hong Kong stocks, including net buys Meituan totaling 985 million, CSPC Pharmaceutical 761 million, Innovent Biologics 519 million, Pi Holdings 114 million. Net sales Tencent Holdings totaling $1.892 billion, Xiaomi 899 million, Alibaba 771 million, Kuaishou 655 million, Akaso 487 million. Southbound funds have net bought Meituan for 17 consecutive days, totaling 18.512 billion. CSPC for 3 days, 1.698 billion. Net sold Tencent for 8 days, totaling 9.944 billion. And Xiaomi for 6 days, 6.529 billion. Technical analysis, the Hang Seng Index broke above 24,000 and continued upward, nearing the short-term target of 24,400 yesterday and finding support at 24,000. A break above 24,400 could target 24,750 next. Shanghai and Shenzhen markets rose then fell. The Shenzhen Composite Index tested 3,400, peaking at 3,406, but closed down 14 points or 0.4% at 3,384. The Shenzhen Component Index fell 87 points or 0.9% to 10,162. Combined turnover was 1.4153 trillion yuan, up 129 billion yuan from the previous day. The renminbi central parity rate was set at 7.184 to $1, up 15 pips, hitting a half-month high. In the Hong Kong market, at all 11 satellite casinos in Macau will cease operations by December 31st, 2025. Satellite casinos are smaller gaming venues managed by third parties under licenses from major casino operators, typically on a profit-sharing model aimed at expanding market reach and attracting local or mid to low-end customers. In 2022, Macau revised its gaming law, mandating that satellite casinos transition to direct ownership and operation by licensed companies by 2025, phasing out profit sharing. These 11 casinos account for around 22% of gaming revenue. 9 are operated under SJM Holdings, with the remaining 2 under Melco International's Melco Resorts and Galaxy Entertainment. SJM's subsidiary SDJ announced that 7 will close by 2025, with plans to acquire properties housing the Lac and Ponte 16 casinos. No binding agreements have been reached, but Success Universe, a stakeholder in Ponte 16, surged 118%. However, operators of the Babylon Casino and Emperor Palace Casino, Emperor Hotel, Brighton Path, both SJM satellites, fell 8.3% and 14.7% respectively, as they will close by year-end. Tencent Music announced a merger agreement to acquire Himalaya for $1.26 billion in cash and Tencent Music equity. Founded in 2012, Himalaya is a leading Chinese online audio platform with over 300 million monthly active users, offering podcasts, audiobooks, radio, and other audio content. Users can access some content for free or subscribe for premium content, and it supports user generated content akin to an audio YouTube. Competitors in China include Lizhi FM and Qingting FM, while its English app targets North America, competing with Spotify and Audible. Himalaya will maintain its brand product independence, core management, and strategic direction. The acquisition strengthens Tencent Music's audio market presence and complements its music streaming business. In the US markets, US China trade talks were seen as constructive, lifting US indexes. The Dow rose 105 points or 0.25% to 42,866, up for the third straight day. The S&P 500 gained 32 points or 0.55% to 6,038, less than 1% from its all-time high. The Nasdaq climbed 123 points or 0.6% to 19,714, a new record. The Nasdaq Golden Dragon China Index rose over 2%. Tesla surged 5.7%, nearly recovering losses since Musk fallout with Trump on June 5th, fueled by news of upcoming robotaxi testing in Austin. Alphabet rose 1.4% amid reports OpenAI may use Google Cloud for extra computing power, surprising given their rivalry. Meta gained 1.2%. Nvidia, Apple, and Amazon rose nearly 1%, while Microsoft fell 0.4%. On economic data, the US NFIB Small Business Optimism Index rose to 98.8 in May, a 3-month high, up from 95.8 in April, beating expectations of 95.9. Our stock pick today is Hutchmed, stock code 013. Hutchmed has achieved new milestones with its commercialized drugs and continues to expand its clinical development footprint, benefiting more patients globally. Fruquintinib, now marketed in over a dozen countries for colorectal cancer, has shown resilience against growing pressure from competitors and generics, maintaining its leading market share in metastatic colorectal cancer, with plans to expand to more regions. Additionally, a new indication for endometrial cancer was approved in December 2024. Fusacla, through its partner Takeda, has successfully commercialized in over a dozen countries outside China, generating sales exceeding 200 million US dollars within a year of launch, triggering a 20 million US dollar milestone payment from Takeda. In China, the drug is also approved for second-line treatment of endometrial cancer, with an average treatment duration nearly double that of its first indication. The Fusica-2 registration study for kidney cancer has also yielded positive results. Regarding savolitinib, Hutchmed has submitted a new indication application in China, which has been accepted and granted priority review, with standard approvals for both first and second line treatment of MET exon 14 skipping lung cancer. Savolitinib remains one of the best-in-class drugs. A registration intent study for MET-amplified gastric cancer is currently enrolling in China, with a group aiming to further expand its indications to become the first drug for non-small cell lung cancer and gastric cancer with MET amplification and EGFR mutations. Sovleplenib's clinical results significantly outperform various ITP medicines in development with different mechanisms of action, highlighting Hutchmed's R&D advantage in selectivity, leading to ideal efficacy and safety. The group is in close communication with the National Medical Products Administration, aiming to bring this innovative drug to patients in need. Tazemetostat for relapsed refractory follicular lymphoma received conditional approval in China through the NMPA's priority review process, marking its first nationwide regulatory approval in China. The group looks forward to incorporating surufatinib and tazemetostat into its commercial portfolio to drive sustained growth. Recommendation buy at 25.5 Hong Kong dollars, target $28, stop loss at $24. I do not hold the above stock.